How is everybody doing tonight? Good to see everybody. Who we got in the house tonight? We got Survival Julia. Good to see you, Creative. Donald, good to see you. Shawnee, good to see you. Harvey Black, thanks for coming in and helping out. Jess, good to see you. What else we got in here? So far, that's it. We have a bunch of news that has come up that I'm going to be talking about. Guys, please hit the thumbs up as you guys come in. That would be great. We're going to, Grace should be popping in here. When he does, I have some information that everybody is going to want to hear. We did get some news in from Jess also about masks and what are inside the mask from the big C. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Emily, good to see you. How is everybody tonight? Been a crazy day, crazy afternoon. Dave, good to see you. Glad first time here. Well, welcome. Gardner Josh, good to see you. Welcome all. Guys, don't forget in the bottom. Howie, hey buddy, how is it going? Good to see you. Guys, don't forget in the bottom underneath the thing is a join. If you want to become a member of Rolling Homestead, there's a way to click that and you can join us and help. That helps us out to support the channel. It's a great thing. I just finished, got into work, changed my clothes and got on here. It was one of those days. So it's going to be a fun night. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff. One of the things that I want to talk about is that they slipped today, I think, in the news station, and it came out that the hackers were paid to let go of the pipeline. Now, that being said, what I mean by slipped is that when that information came out, the guest that was on there said, well, if they're paying for that, what else are they going to do? And that was a great question. Gardner Josh, thank you, man, so much. The question is that if they slipped up and said they paid the hackers to start the pipeline back up, what else are they paying to do? And the lady that was on there said that this happens weekly, that there are big companies out there that are getting hacked and they have to pay to let them back in. First question on my mind when I heard this is, and then it was said by the man, he said, then what's stopping them from shutting the electricity, the water, or anything else off? And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. When you look at that, that is a huge thing because at any point they can shut us down and there goes the communication, there goes everything back to the 18. He said I should be home in about 15 minutes, so Gray will be here in about 15. So guys in the chat, think about that. If they are able to do that to a pipeline, what do you think can happen to the grid, our electronics, our internet, anything like that? That is just crazy. And it could be all talk too. So, but I thought that was interesting because a while back ago, I did hear on a conversation, created back to the 1900s. I heard a conversation the other day, or it wasn't the other day. It was roughly about a week and a half ago. And that exact thing was talked about is it would be so simple for someone to hack the grid. Moonface is in here. Great to see you. Glad you're with us. So what are we going to, or how can we prepare for that? So last night on Gray's channel, we started talking about generators, and we were talking about some of the solar power things, wind generation, stuff like that. Those are kind of the things that we were talking about last night towards the end of his channel. And now after hearing this, I'm really starting to think that it's a possible portion of what we need to be thinking about, because if they do flip the switch and we don't have juice, it can cause a whole lot of problems. Hey, Jess, that thing that you sent Moon today, is that okay to share? Give me a yes, no in your chat here. That video I do have loaded up, guys. It was a little bit disturbing what they were talking about, and it was showing on that some of the face coverings coming out of the big C. Babe Glow, good evening, everyone. How's it going? Good to see you. Yes, okay. She said yeah. So I'm going to show this clip real quick here, but what I want you to understand, I'm not going to play the audio because I'm probably going to get tagged for it. But what I want to show you guys is that, and right now I can't see my screen. What she's saying in here is that they found out that the face coverings there's something in them. And these are for the children.
Okay, so we just did our first mask and found parasites literally coming up through the mask.
Did you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that in there? Because I'm not actually able to see I should bounce back to my, there we go. Hey, Heavens, good to see you. So did you guys hear what she just said in that very first portion of that? In the mask. All right.
Now I'm going to test this one. Can you see it okay? This is one of the masks sent to us from the state of Ohio. This one, made in China. Big surprise there, everybody. Yes, the state of Ohio sends out.
So you guys saw that? That's for children's masks. That's a child's mask.
Tons and tons of masks to families that are using any type of state service, and they are all made in China. So I'm going to open this one. I've never opened one before. And oh, look, it's so cute with the little teddy bears on it. Okay, so I've got my boiling water. Minutes and see.
So we're going to fast forward this here.
You can see. Tiny little bit.
Hey, Ark Wildman, good to see you.
Okay, maybe we should pan all around and see if we see any other ones. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Okay. All right, and right up here, right around in here, you can see that thing moving. See it flopping around in there, kind of that swimming motion. And this is very simple. This is what's being put on little ones. This is disgusting.
We don't want to get tagged by the old YouTube, so we're going to guys, check your mask over. You saw what they did. They just put them in boiling water, put a cup on it, and let her go. If that is true, it's an easy test that everybody at home can do with their masks, and you guys should not have any issues as far as testing that out. But like I said, I want to do some more research on there, but as she does that, her camera, she's saying she's seeing something in there moving around. So, Shawnee, the hot water, you have to have steaming hot water in a bowl. And as what she's stating in that video is, as that thing steams up into your mask, that starts the process. So, everybody heard the CDC was talking about if you have the shot or have the poke or the jab, And you have the second one also that you can now walk around freely without wearing one of these things. But yeah, Howie, that's kind of what I thought. Mr. Lost, hey everyone, good to see you just popping in. This is, if you guys have not seen this video, hey, Jess, can you drop that in the chat? I don't know if you can get that in there or not, but you guys can go watch this for yourself and see it. And you can do your own research and check it out. And you can do the same tests if you are using the same style or if you have kids. That's what I was mostly talking about today was our kids. If they're, hey, Zani, how's it going? Thank you so much for coming in. You're not late. We just started. Dr. Prepper, good to see you. How's it going? Yep, Dr. Prepper, that's what I was going to talk about. There's a blue card that they are giving out that if you get the jab, it shows you got 1 and 2 and you're safe to go. I will not be getting that shot or jab. So I can't wait till Gray gets to hear this. He's probably listening to it on his way home and going, what in the heck is he talking about? But it's like I said, I hope that Jess can put that link in the chat so you guys can go see it for yourself and do your own research, check this stuff out, and be sure of what you're doing. Yeah, Fox, I do too, because I still have to wear one at work. I've got to neck things up so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, no Jabberwocky for me. Amen. Yeah, I thought that was just crazy. Unbelievable. The other thing in the news today that I thought that was interesting, and it's not the local news guys either. Can I get that link, please? Yeah, Zani, hopefully that Keto can get that. I'm going to try to see if I can get that in here. Let me try something once. I can probably guarantee that yeah, Jess, I see it, but I can't figure out how to get that into the chat. I'm going to see if I can here. I'm going to actually copy her link here. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to copy this and paste this into the. Okay. I'm going to try it. See if that works, guys. The link I just dropped so you guys can go visit and watch it because she did say share this out. Let people know. Yeah, Beep Globe, yeah, that's just nasty. Yep, Emily, you can. That's what I was saying. You guys can do this test at home. Check it out for yourself. See if you see anything in there. They're saying they're using magnifying glasses and actually doing the using the cameras to zoom in to see what's going on. So. I just can't believe that stuff is actually in there and going on, and that I'm not fine with. That's a whole different means of evil there. When you think about it, breathing that stuff in is not good. Doctors are saying it's bad. Everybody's saying that it's bad. So Guys, don't forget to share this out. Tell your buddies, tell your friends. Because after talking about that, I can probably guarantee you that YouTube's not going to be happy. Mr. Law says I only wear the N95 mask that I'm at work and facilities. But if you get the Jabberwocky, you can wear so with or without the Jabberwocky, we are required to wear some sort of mask. Yeah, Mr. Lost, we are too. So right now anyway. Thanks, Arkman, for sharing it out. It doesn't make sense to me because if you had it, your antibodies in your body should have taken care of the situation to not allow you to have it again, or have it that bad. But what really's got me wondering is where, like I said in Gray's last night, where is influenza A and B gone? That's no longer around, right? Just crazy. Yep, and that's what we talked about in the beginning too, is a power outage. Is if this was just a test and if the hackers got paid for what they had and there's no ramification to get them to stop, what is the means of them doing something else? Hitting the water supply for the bigger cities, doing tests in the blackouts, stuff like that. Let me see Howie. All right, Howie. Harvey, where'd you send? I just sent you some huge news about a week. Okay, CME. Did you send that in my email, Harvey? I'm guessing. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Earth struggles cycles. Yeah, Howie, I can't show that though because that's a YouTube one. Can read it though. It means that the Earth is very unstable and weak for CMA. It means get ready to go manual because of a huge grid down scenario could be as soon as a year or two away. If we get hit with a class or any X class solar flares, it's lights out for a long time. Absolutely, and that's a problem. Is they had some scientists out here a little while ago that were talking about and telling the U.S. that it needs to build its grid up and put some safety measures in there, and they refuse to do that. Now, is it possible that they do something like this and drop the switch? Absolutely. Shawnee says, I have to research how to stay cool in the summer and how to store food without power in the summer heat. Just be prepared. We can't get a generator this year. Shawnee, there's if you go back to the old ways of salting foods, canned foods, that is a good way to store food for that period of time. Growing your own foods is a really good one. I wish I could play this, but I know that there's no way we can play that one. JM, how's it going? Good to see you. There you go, Holly, just put it in there. Actually, absolutely. That's what I've been saying for a long time, Mr. Lost. I feel the same way, is that what are they trying to keep us away from? Dave, you can use any kind of salt that you want to do that. Back in the day, a lot of them would just get kosher salt and do that for preserving their food, their steaks, everything like that. Yeah, right, Howie? Well, the funny thing about Mr. G there, if you guys read Food Forest thing, he said in an interview they were laughing at him about the first one. He said, well, it doesn't matter because the second one, they won't be laughing at. They're going to take it seriously. Now, that was in a news conference. So, absolutely, Mike. There's another way too, Shawnee, is if you get, depending on your location, 4 to 5 feet down is good for root cellars. 6 is better because, like for us, ours are 6 to 8 because of the frost line. But then you're getting at a constant 50 degrees. Pretty interesting things. So Harvey says what it means is a G1 becomes a G3 due to our weakened magnetic field, so that a G3 could become a G5, highest level, and lights out. That is crazy. Yep, moon. So let's see what I hear in my headlines here. Gray should be rolling in here pretty soon. I saw a couple instances that were pretty interesting. And then we're going to talk about some of the things that we can do for what's coming. Israel steps up the bombardment in Gaza. That's another one that was on here. And the Pfizer generates a 650 more robust antibodies response in older people with the second. Oh, yay. More garbage to keep us unaware of what's going on. That's what I was thinking, Fox, is it's becoming perfect timing for what they're trying to pull here and put together. So I'm hoping that we don't get smoked by one of them. But it's very possible. Zani, if you go and watch Jess's YouTube channel, she actually cans cream cheese and all that stuff. And I know that Ghost was talking about canning milk and putting milk on the shelf. So he had a jar that he popped open and drank right on a live stream. So there's ways around that. I know we're looking, and I did buy the waxing of the cheese because we can store and take some of just standard cheese, dip them in the wax, and set them on the shelf, and then you'll have your cheese. So there's some dairy products there. You also have your powdered milk. You can use that. That's another good one. Hey, South Florida, how's it going? Good to see you. New World Order made a big move to take out the human race to save the planet from pollution. 85% will be wiped out by COVID the shot. I gotta be careful what I read. So Jess is saying, yeah, canning milk is safe. So I know it goes against all the rules of the whole canning process in the bar. In the ball book is going to tell you no, but you got to go back from what the old people have done for years and years and years. Guys, don't forget too, we have the fermented cabbage. A lot of you guys in here were asking about the fermented cabbage. The video is out. We show how it is done. And the only thing that I forgot to put in there is, yes, I just let it sit on the counter until the fermentation is at that point, and then I put a cap on it and stick it in the refrigerator, and I'm good for 6 months or longer. Creative says, read before you say. Yeah. Arkman says he's canned milk. It tastes a little sweet. Makes sense. South Florida, the first attempt that I made to try and do some powdered eggs, it was very proteiny. I could taste the protein really heavy in there. I have to get with Alaska Prepper, and he has, I guess, a down pat where tastes relatively good. So I'm going to go and check that out. And when Gray comes in here, we can actually ask him. Yeah, Harvey just dropped that link for the fermented cabbage, guys. The probiotics is a huge one that we can make for ourselves. That's a great for putting on the shelf and for the whole pepper pantry, however you want to say that. And plus the other, because you remember, guys, it all starts in the gut. Our health begins there and ends there. So very important part. Yeah, Shawnee, it's all going to end sooner or later. Absolutely. So what are the other thing I was going to talk about? Where did that book go? So I had a person that he was emailing me and was asking about allergies. I have to message her back, but I figured it would be a good time to talk about it because springtime is coming. I know there's a lot of old time recipes for that. I have to look some other but allergies. Here we go. Okay. So here they have the liquid for making a tincture for allergies. This is going to be more of a the formula reduces allergy reactions in case of hay fever, red and itchy eyes, water, sinus drainage, and frequent earaches mixed together. And then it gives you the recipe for this. And it's a tincture form, 1-to-5 ratio, 50% alcohol, and 1% in oil. But what's funny in here is they have, so everyone can find this. There's goldenrod, so the nettle leaf, goldenrod, burdock root, thistle, and orange peel. So there's a good one there for that one. Where the heck did my allergies go? That is weird. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I got too many screens open up here. Crazy. All right, so $98. And sorry guys, I should have had this all set up and ready, but I got home and I just turned it on. So here we're going to get into the burdock. Is a bitter herb used as a skin condition and a general liver problem. Burdock stimulates bile function and strengthens the liver. It also helps in digestion and clearing up acne and other skin irritation. Burdock leaves may be applied as a poultice to infected sores. A strong decurrence of the root can be used in baths for itching. Burdock helps to stabilize mast cells, which reduce allergic reaction. Then it goes into the doses. So the good thing I like about this book is I can go into individual herbs and look at them. Oh, I forgot.
I figured you did.
It's been a busy day.
That's all right.
Oh. So that mask thing was
Disgusting.
disgusting. Good evening, Moon Phase. I saw you in there before. What do you mean, good evening?
Hi, Moon Phase.
Yeah, that was a little bit disturbing, that mask.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how, I got that off of her personal Facebook, but I couldn't figure out how. I was trying to get the link from my phone instead of on the desktop, so I couldn't figure out how to do it on the phone.
Hey, Mike, good to see you. Yeah, guys, if you can... Howie. God bless everyone. God gave me a gift of discernment, and I will use it to show love of all mankind and bring awareness to survival and human race. Good night, fellow Earthlings. Good night, buddy. Take care of
Thanks,
yourself.
Howie. See you later.
Shawnee, burdock grows pretty much everywhere. You just got to be very careful with the burdock. I always try to get at least 200 feet off the ditch line of the road, where people say you can go 200 feet off the center line. I try to go farther away than that, but burdock is everywhere. It's very, look at there. There's Barrett, half a Barrett.
I just told him, I said, you're in the camera. He says, oh, you're live.
Yeah. Oh. Pepper Chick, good evening. Good to see you.
Hello.
I just wonder, I'm going to start looking at the masks that I get. I was actually going to take one of the ones that we have at work. So if I forget mine, I'm supposed to put those on. And I'm going to test that and see how that comes out. Because if that's true, that is just crazy.
Thank you, BB Globe.
Guys, if you can, hit that thumbs up if you come in. And don't forget to share us out. The more people in here, the more good things that we learn, and we can share each other's knowledge. And tonight's just a hangout night, kind of a chill. The old gray man should be coming up shortly. And then we have all three of us, and then we can ask him, because I sent it to him. I'm sure he's listening to it on his way home, so he'll probably all fired up for that.
Yeah, and I had sent that link to a few other people on YouTube, and they said that was old news. I was like, well, it was new to me, at least in Ohio.
That's just crazy. I don't know how they can get away with that.
Nope. Just like the other night, you guys were talking, the HIPAA laws and everything have just been thrown completely out the window.
Yep.
Thanks, Gardener Josh.
No green screen tonight. Ugh. Moon, you're tired? I wonder why. Oh, you copied the wrong picture. That's why, buddy. Here, let me switch that. Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, my guess, no. The laws are just for us peasants.
Copied the wrong picture.
Who, you did?
Yeah. Dang. I didn't even see it.
Good night, Dave. Thanks for coming in.
There you go. That one's better. Take care, Dave. Thanks for coming in and joining us.
They kept you on your toes, huh, Moon Phase?
I know they're gone. They're sleeping already. Couldn't have been too bad.
They wore themselves out.
I think so, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Harvey doesn't have a channel. He's too busy hanging out and
He's too busy. He's too busy feeding me and Gray information.
yeah, and cheering all of us on. He should, though, all the information he comes up with.
Yeah, they wore us all out. I bet.
Are the dogs asleep?
What?
Are the dogs asleep?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's asleep. It's kind of funny. I'll say that, though. As soon as I say anything or talk about the dogs, then they come up and they want to go outside. Harvey's awesome, guys.
Creative. And the title says quest. I'm assuming guests. That's funny that you say that because I was trying to figure that out earlier.
Yep. It's quick spelling there.
It wasn't clicking in my brain, though, that it was guests.
How fast are our cherry tomatoes supposed to grow? You can get them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Actually, they can turn up fast.
Yeah, cherry tomatoes are like one of the fastest growing tomatoes. Dr. Prepper, yes, the gas line is back up. Right, Mark? Is that what I heard? Okay. Just want to make sure. Night, Arc Wildman.
Thanks for coming in, Arkwild. I'm going to do this for creative.
Thank you, Meme Phase. She says, I'm always rocking a green screen. Is there a way to detox your body from the BPA and BPS toxins from the plastic? You know?
Our body will actually, if once we stop getting it and taking it in, our body will push it out. So I hope so.
But we have natural herbs and stuff that will help do that too. Garlic's a good disinfectant, and there's a lot of things that you can research. I need to write this tomato down that Harvey just told me to try. I've never heard of that, Harvey.
So I'm not going to show them all, but I did manage to get a new book today. Or I shouldn't say it was this week we got this one in. And this one is coming out to be very, very knowledgeable, guys. And it is the Modern Herbal Dispensary. And I am really enjoying this book. There's a lot of really good information. And I was talking to you guys before about having a set of different books to allow you to do different things with. And that is a good way of doing it.
Good night, DB Globe, and hello, S. Moore.
Hey, S. Moore, how's it going? I dehydrate eggs and powder them. I've done that too.
Yes, thank you, Moon Phase. I was having a brain fart. She says dandelion flower leaf stem can also detox your liver.
Yes. And I just found out in here that burdock root was another good one to detox your liver. Like I said, there's a lot of different ones that we can use that'll do a lot of the same things. That's why I say, see what's in your area, and then you can go to those and use them. I think I just heard the dogs get up. Never fails. I'm glad you're in here, though, because that way I can run away and let them out, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Harvey Black says it's a taste explosion in your mouth. Tiny tomatoes, almost a candy. Nice.
Don't tell Moon that because I'll be planting them.
I made myself, I can't remember. Oh, that's what it was. Last year, I planted those itty bitty baby currant tomatoes. Have you ever tried those?
Yeah, the millions.
Oh my goodness. I made myself sick last year. Every time I went to the garden, I just ate handfuls and handfuls of them. They were so good. And I planted like 10 of those. I had
that's a big mistake there.
Yeah.
Temptings are like weeds. Just make sure you're not anywhere near your mom or your dad's stuff there, Moon. You don't want to be anywhere near them sheds, garages, or anywhere else. That's crazy. So we did get a new member in today.
Awesome. Who did you get?
Gardener Josh.
Woohoo!
It's a new member of the Rolling Homestead. Awesome.
Part of the clan.
Awesome possum. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Moon, be careful over there. Oh, today was one of those days. You guys ever have one of those days where you ain't feeling it? And that was the other thing that Dragon sent me. Is he sent me the picture that was down in Florida. I was actually waiting for Gray to get in here, but the Humvee decided to put 4 gas cans in the back of his vehicle, and the thing caught on fire and burnt up the Humvee. There's a link. I couldn't believe that, because I always put them in the back of the truck and they can smell fumes when I get home already, so I know they're giving off fumes. So it's crazy that somebody would think that I'd be okay.
S'more says dehydrated eggs are a little rubbery.
I think if I wanted to try something, I'm gonna try doing the lime and eggs.
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, I do the lime and eggs, and then I also can them. But that's for future content. But the water glassing is really good. It's worked for me for years. I love water glassing. It's really simple and easy.
Hey, Grace, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I just pickle them.
No, I don't do that. I actually can them. I don't like pickled eggs. It's so gross.
No. Hotter the better.
Not your pickled eggs. That's ridiculous. Breathing fire for a month, or at least I would be.
Just imagine the picture is you and Barrett sitting down at the table, cut into a pickled egg. Just think how long they would last. So you'd only need half of one for each one of you.
I just let him eat the whole thing.
Yeah, when water glassing, I've actually looked that up a few times to store eggs. That's how they used to do it back in the old days.
What's the best thing to grow in warm and more moist environment, excluding weeds?
So in Florida, Gray has been having a phenomenal with his tomatoes, and I know watermelons like that heat. You want to stay away in the winter time. You could be growing your greens because it'll be cooler. So you'd have able to do the 4 seasons there and actually do that. Creative oranges, onions.
Mold. Main face says mold.
I'm a little bit nervous because next week they're talking 5 days of rain here. We'll see how much we actually get, but that'll be crazy. I got 45 eggs a day. I should water glass some. Yeah, John, that'd be a good idea.
Yes, you should.
You guys never know what, the video that I watched, she was pulling them out a year plus out of there and using them, and they were fine. So, you think about it, if worst case scenario comes, you can feed your eggs back to your chickens. It's a good protein source, and they'll maul them things right up. So the more you got put away, that's just food.
Yep. And you got to think about your animals too, because feed, if corn's super high right now. So if you're buying your feed, it's skyrocketing right now. So anything you can put back for your animals too. The hogs would love eggs. Just saying.
They love it. I mean, my chickens are not human garbage disposals, but they're little garbage disposals. They'll eat all scraps that we can. So the only thing we don't give them is meat and onions and garlic. Is the only things that we don't feed them.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm worried about. Like, I know that I can provide food for me and my husband and stuff, but like hogs, they eat a lot of food. And if something was to go wayward, I don't know.
Then you just got to cut them up and can them.
Yeah. But it's a renewable food source, so I don't know.
The thing of it is I think with hogs there too is that, you guys don't get the 5+ feet of snow that we get up here. So it's really hard in the winter for us to find and let our animals forage.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing with chickens that you can do is if you've got the compost going early, you can throw that in there and they'll scratch, and the bugs will actually, and the worms and stuff like to come up through in the wintertime. We found them in the compost bin that one year. You guys can go check that video out. I was growing corn in December and it was snowing and everything else because of that compost bin being hot. So, hey, City Girl, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hello, Grace Martin. Let's see. Shawnee was saying we've seen some farmers switch their finishing feed to wheat instead of corn around me because of the high prices, and I've done the same. Yep. I can't believe how much price. Gardner Josh says in Oklahoma, the feed went up 30%.
And guys, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and I don't like to be the doom and gloom, but whatever you can put away. Like, I was going to go pretty light this year on the garden this year. I'm going to put as much as I possibly can up because I don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Harvey, the ring of fire.
Shawnee wants to know if she can grow potatoes in her compost pile. When that burn up?
Yeah, they don't get too hot and burn up in a compost. But if you got hay bales or straw bales, I've seen people put them in there and grow them.
Or buckets.
Buckets.
Barrels.
Yep. Sorry, I'm late. There's a bunch of videos out there, Moon. I'll show you tomorrow.
The thing is, Gardner Josh, is molasses is straight sugar. And I know I talk about this a lot on my channel, but sugar is not only really, really bad for us, but it's really bad for animals too. And they also will get addicted to sugar and have withdrawals.
Well, I wonder what about the dark molasses, because that's at the bottom of the barrel. That's supposed to be the best stuff for you. No,
no, it's straight sugar.
Nice.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome.
Jeff, sorry late. You're never late, buddy. You're here on your timing. Tonight's just a hangout kind of a thing anyway. We did throw up some information about the mask. I hope you guys go and check that link out. And you guys can see it for yourself. Which one is a sugar adding? Must be quota.
Yeah. Animals get crazy over sugar. I ain't feeding my hogs sugar. They'll come after me every time I come out the door. Freaky Geek, hello.
There's Freaky. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I know. I figured it was Coda. Coda's a human garbage disposal. Dog will eat anything. I do say, though, he does better in the summertime because then all he wants is vegetables out of the garden. And you ever see a dog that will just pound down cabbage? That dog will sit there and pound down cabbage like it's going out of style. Crazy. Never saw anything like that. For you, like I said, you're here. It's good timing. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone in the chat. That helps us with analytics. And don't forget, the join members button is down below. You can come and be a part of the homestead. You get all the perks in the chat. We're going to be working on that some more. You can do some of the private videos and one-on-one with wild edibles.
South Florida says Shine is doing very good this year. I bet it is.
Oh yeah, thanks Moon.
What else? Oh, S Moore says I never use corn for my chicken feed. What do you use? I'm just curious. I want to start like one of those mealworm farms. See how that goes.
Please say yes. Hello. Some people don't want to know their identity. There could be a he, could be a she.
Mm-hmm. I'm always messing up identities and names and everything else.
Right?
Feed the kid. It's funny.
Shawnee, for people that can't have animals, make friends with farmers who do. Absolutely. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and bartering. Bartering is, I have a feeling bartering is going to come back big time. I've been trying to barter for years. Every once in a while, I'm good at bartering, but most people haven't been wanting to. But lately, I've gotten a lot more requests. So it's going to come back.
Guys who ghosted a live stream about, I think it was either last week or the beginning of this week. Anyone that has a seed vault is holding on to those seeds. He did a test run, and the only thing that would germinate was we talked about this the other night. The only thing that germinated was the tomatoes, and there's questions were asked about the soil and what he was using for starting stuff. If you go check out any of his videos, he's relatively pretty good at gardening, and he's got some really nice plants. Hey, Ginger Ninja, good to see you.
Wow.
So he would know what he was doing, and it just makes me nervous. I think that was a huge ploy for when the whole preppy thing started out about the seed vaults. You guys can make your own seed vaults just by saving your seeds, throwing them seeds into the freezer so you can use them the following year. And make your own out of heirlooms and heirloom seeds, and you have that. So don't be afraid to do that. But that just made me really think is don't be confident on the stuff that you got on the shelf, because you might go and grab it. It might not work.
Yep. Creative says I exchanged snow removal for a gift card and maps and some good metal files. That's awesome.
Yeah, metal files you can use for making knives out of, because you can take the temperate out of them, throw them in the fire, take a temperate out of them, and you can make some really nice knives out of them.
I think the best barter deal I ever did was last summer. I had a guy that wanted a piglet, and he wanted 3, and he only had enough for 2. So for the third one, we bartered, and he gave me like 6 hog panels, I think 12 posts, like wooden posts for the hog pen. He gave me these plastic heating mats for the piglets and a bunch of water and feeders. It was like the best barter ever.
So Josh, is there anything special you need to do to save tomato seeds? Not really, just pull them out. What we do is we pull them out and we throw them on a cloth, and we let them sit above the refrigerator, because that's mostly the warmest part of the kitchen. And we just let them sit there and dry until they're dried up, and then we take them off and we put them in envelopes, and we put the year, the name, and save them for the next year.
Hello and welcome, WD, Glock and Rollin. It says our store-bought tomato seeds did not germinate either. I personally would not plant anything that comes out of the store. I do just to see if it'll germinate, but to put it in my garden, I don't. You never know what's going to pop up.
I trying to get all heirloom put up into the seed bank because my seed bank is pretty big, and we're going to strictly to the heirloom because then if you do those hybrids, they will regerminate the following year. But the problem that I'm having is I can't figure out which one I'm going to get because it's a hybrid, so it's got two of one to make, or two different peppers that they put into one to get that pepper, and it could be either one of those. So I'm staying away from getting the hybrids or anything like that. So
yeah, and just make sure that your seeds are completely dry before you put them away.
South Florida, the cool thing about if you do your seeds and if you have enough to plant for your following year, I always plant extra just in case I don't have a germination. Something happens and you get a couple of die. Somebody's rough with them, you break one off. So I always plant extra, but I always make sure that I have if you do a tomato, out of that one tomato, you're going to have enough seeds for the next year with that one. If it's a bigger tomato, the things are loaded with seeds. So you can just enough so you can plant the following year. That's about how much I would do. And as far as lasting, like I said, the seed banks and the seed vaults, they're saying they're good for 25 years. People are pulling out and trying them, after a couple of years and they're not working. So
Freaky Geek says mostly free range during summer. See, and I'm different. Like everybody always says they free range their chickens and stuff during the summer. During the summer, all my poultry is locked up, and during the winter, all my chickens, ducks, and turkeys and stuff are free ranged.
We free range we can't do that in the winter. I think the chicken would have a hard time. 5 feet of snow that'd be kind of a funny chicken. You should see them though when they jump from end to end where the grass is, and then they get to a point where they can't get back, so you have to go get them.
Harvey Black.
You want to put up Jess's link, please?
Yeah, thank you.
That would be so kind of you.
Yeah, but I am able to free range my poultry in the wintertime. It does get quite a bit of snow here, but they survive really well. And I don't feed them as much in the wintertime. I know that sounds backwards, but I really don't. And then in the summertime, they can just concentrate on laying eggs and hatching and staying out of my garden.
Oops. It's the wrong button.
And Moonphase was saying earlier, if anybody missed it in the chat, Howie over at Food Forest Permaculture does say to keep seeds in the freezer.
Yep.
Thank you, Harvey.
Seymour, it's right above you, right through your last one. Harvey just posted Jess's link.
Yes, Freaky Geek. My chicken's like going after the mice too.
That's hilarious. You should see them throwing them up in the air.
You have to put a night or a trail cam in your chicken coop and see if you can catch one of them doing it.
They're all on their roost at nighttime. It's more of a I do have the out there when last year we were hunting the rats that were stealing their food, so I had some cameras set up out there, and but the chickens are up on their roost, so they don't.
I heard Gray.
Gray's in the house. He's watching.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man? Delay here. I was watching on my phone. I saw Josh saying we don't need grape, man.
Josh is in trouble.
So did you hear the conversation and about the whole thing about the masks that I was talking about?
I heard a little bit about that, and then I heard something about pumpkins as well.
Yeah, pumpkins are good for cancer, but they're finding, and I'm going to try this because I had some that are from work that I know are in the big C country there, and I'm going to see if that actually is legit, because if that's just downright rotten.
Hey, that reminds me. Did you try the magnet at work today, Mark?
Yep, but like it was said, he had it a week and a half ago, and it did not stick.
Whoops.
Well, my great aunt, she got it too, and we tried it on her and it didn't work. And so I had said something in a chat last night. I can't remember whose chat I was in, but they said it's a certain one. So I don't know what the truth is behind that, but
He didn't get the J&J, he got the other one. So at the time that they were getting the pokes or the jabs or the Jabberwockies or however you want to say it, they were off the shelf because of what was happening. So J&J was taken off the market for a little bit. Mr. Dragon, holy man, good to see you. Thanks so much for that super chat, buddy. I don't do free range chickens, I free range grouse. Pew pew. Just got on so I can have to rewatch tomorrow.
hello,
Right.
Dragon.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff about that mass has me all fired up.
But thanks everybody for saying what's up in chat. It would take me about 5 minutes to type everybody's name out, but I see a couple of you folks, and they're
saying, where were you? I'm like, he's on his way.
yeah. Long day, man. Long day. What was I going to tell you? So I ran into there was a nurse that came into the shop today.
Oh,
And thanks, Fox. And I asked her because she had a little sticker on her thing that said I've been poked. So I say, hey, let me ask you a question. Have you guys have you heard of this thing going around the internet? Have you heard this thing going around about a magnet on the site? And I said, have you ever heard of this? And to get some information from her. And she says, no, but I'm intrigued. And I said, so can you do me a favor? I said, if you have a magnet laying around in your clinic and you give these people, give them the poke, I said, can you mind seeing if you can test that theory for me? They don't do Johnson & Johnson, but they do the Moderna and the Pfizer. So she says she'll see what she can do. She has some good patients that come in, that are regulars, I guess. So maybe I'll get some facts on it, in regards to it, like actual someone doing it to someone, because to be right there when someone's getting the poke and sticking a magnet would be the optimal thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey, Northern Woods.
Good to see you, Northern Woods. I got a question for you. I got a copy of.
Yes, Gray Man has merch.
You guys got me thinking about that. I haven't logged into that account. What is that account even called? Oh, Teespring.
Teespring.
There's logged into that account so long.
There's a picture flying around about some Humvee in Florida catching on fire because they had a bunch of gas cans in the back of the Humvee. Is that old or is that new?
Nope, that was local. That was a genius. My buddy was there and took some pictures.
Okay.
It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, Dragon sent me the link today, and I was like, wow. The funny thing is I got them too. We talked about the stupid cans that have the safety lids on there, and I will fill them up to where the line is. Yeah, so there's air in there. I will put them in the back of the truck, and then you go on your pace. So they're sitting there. I will get home, and them things stink like fumes so bad. Why would you even put that in a closed environment? That's beyond me.
Let me see if I can go in here real quick. But he never even left the gas station. That was pretty hilarious.
Fox is asking, do you guys know what type of magnets would be best to use?
Probably earth magnets.
99.9%. Yeah, Jeff. Metal or non-ferrous. That's what's got me wondering, and I know this is going to go off a deep end of what we usually talk about, but people are saying that a lot of those shots or pokes or jabs or whatever you want to say are nanotechnology.
Jeff says 99.9 metal or
Non-ferrous. Ferrous.
So it looks like okay, maybe I was wrong.
But
So, I sold 2 shirts in April. Last time shirts sold in April 19th. Someone brought a woman's comfort tee light heather gray extra large and a woman's comfort tee black extra large. I don't know if it was the same person or not.
somebody's running around out there saying gray man.
Yeah, someone's wearing my swag.
Do you have merch, Mark?
Mine, I got the rolling Homestead one where it comes across the chest and it says subscribe and it says YouTube. But that one I just do off of YouTube. I just can't see I understand they're supporting the channel and stuff, but the price of that stuff is just through the roof on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It would be better if you could do it by bulk, like find a local, somebody that has a stamp. What'd you do, Gray?
No, Jeff is saying something about reading a message. I don't have my phone on me. Did Jeff text you something?
I think it was about the metal.
Yeah, I read the metal, but then he said it also. He says the magnetic thing is a joke.
Oh, okay. Gas is helpful. I see my name. South Florida DCL. I'm doing well, thank you. And creative redundancy. What, really? Yeah. I don't sell a lot of merch, to be honest, guys. When that whole thing blew up, I did sell probably about $100 worth of merch. And then it disappeared quick. But I haven't really made anything, other than just the Gray Man shirt that you guys see me wear. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there with my logo on it, like, mugs and stretch pants and onesies and pillows. You would have to actually check out the Teespring and see all the stuff that's in there.
Good to see you, Blake.
To actually see what I have, because I did sell a couple of the stretch pants, which I thought was kind of cool. Women's leggings. I thought that was kind of cool. I sold a couple of pair of those. So I was hoping to sell a onesie on a baby. I want to see my logo on a child.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So I told everybody today that this one I'm probably going to get demonetized because of the whole mask thing and a little bit of video I showed.
Oh boy. It's the M word now. You know what I mean? Does that Gray Man look like an alien on the merch? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the same logo as across everything that I got. Yeah. See there, Harvey Black threw the link out. You guys are more than welcome. You don't have to buy nothing, but if you guys want to see what's in there, you guys are more than welcome to check it out. I try to get creative with it with all kinds of different things. I should buy some stuff myself and do some giveaways with some merch, as well. Throw that in the mix.
There you go. So we were reading some stuff because I got a question about our last live stream, and it was over the fact of allergies. So we were talking a little bit about that with Burdock and goldenrod. So everybody thought that you get your allergic reaction and allergies from goldenrod, but here to come find out, we found out a year ago that actually helps with allergies. So
that makes sense, Jeff.
Were you taking a supplement of it or what?
No, we just go and cut it and make tea out of it. The funny thing, Jeff, is that when we have people that are just starting out, because me being the machinist, we always go and ask them to go find us a copper magnet. And you'd be surprised how many people actually don't understand the concept, and they will go all over the shop looking and asking for a copper magnet.
Creative says give away a onesie.
That would be pretty cool. But whoever won the giveaway would have to have a child or a grandchild or something along those lines, I guess.
South Florida's asking for Gray Man's link, please.
Harvey will probably beat me to it, but I'm looking for it. In my channel.
Dragging capsaicin, and capsaicin is bad. Okay. It's just like Orange Man.
Orange Man bad. Let me see if I can get it before Harvey. Here we go. Come on. Trying to beat Harvey. There we go. I got it. Did I beat Harvey?
I don't know. Has it come up yet?
Up. I got it.
So I got a new member today. Mr. Gardner Josh is now a member over here.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. WD. Yeah. Copper magnets would be nice at a range, that's for sure. It's hilarious because they'll come back and they'll get all, no one knows where it is. They sent me over here and this one don't have it. But yes, guys, copper magnets do not stick to copper, aluminum.
What's up, Zane? What's up, Mike from Asymmetrical? What's good, brother?
Hey, Mike, good to see you.
I'm glad you said his name because I had no idea how to pronounce that one.
Mike, he did a thing with Bear Independent a couple days ago. It was pretty good show.
Yeah. Not creative gold isn't either.
I wish gold was magnetic. Then you'd be easier to find.
Right? We're doing pretty good there. So with that,
thanks, S.
the fermentation of that, I was talking about that before. I forgot to put in there that we just
You just read it, didn't you? Read Gardner Josh, Mark.
we were doing the whole fermenting cabbage, and I forgot to put on that video that you guys just store it on the shelf, and we use on the top of them, we'll use filters from the coffee filter, let them sit there, and you'll see the fermentation process start once it has at that level that you guys wanted. That usually takes about 2 weeks, and then when we're ready, we put them in the refrigerator.
WD Glock and Roll. I'm from Florida.
I'm from Ohio.
I'm from the good state of the ice cold, frigid Wisconsin.
Alexi's asking folks in chat. He's looking for someone in Oregon. I know Bonnie, one of my subscribers is from Oregon. She always gives me intel what's going on in Oregon. I think if I recall correctly, I think Rip Curl might be in Oregon as well.
You said it last night in your chat.
Yeah, I know, but there was a lot of stuff going on in chat.
I'm on Earth, if that helps.
Are you on the freaky? Are you on the flat Earth or the round Earth?
Creative says I'm not from a state. Enough said.
Ask Mama. Disgusting. What's disgusting?
Maybe
more like,
maybe Oregon.
More like 8 weeks. Okay, Moon.
Yeah, right, Jeff. Thank you, Bonnie Bethel.
Yes, go Buckeyes.
I haven't been into sports since they got political.
Yeah, that's a sad situation there.
Yep, the football got kicked out of our house during that time too.
I never was one. I used to like watching NASCAR races, but then I got to the idea is all I was watching for was a crash, so it wasn't entertaining. I could get more stuff done if I was sitting there doing something instead of watching TV.
Mean face.
I mean, that's when I jump. I leave the earth when I jump. Yeah. Yeah, Dragon. I mean, technically, earth, dirt. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
You guys gotta understand that Dragon and Freaky Geek, they're from the same niche, so you're gonna see stuff back and forth from them too. It's gonna be hilarious.
The Wickshire Project. Hello.
Wickshire, good to see you. TV is the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says he's joining Space Force.
I use elastic to make mosquito fabric masks.
So what other interesting things have you learned today? Great.
Me?
Yeah.
I learned that my business was really, really busy today. People wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't even eat my lunch.
They got no gas, but they're gonna go get smoke.
Yeah. It was intense. Well, we've been slowly expanding our preparedness section, so we got some new stuff in there. We got a bunch of the tactical 511 rush backpacks in there, all different sizes from child sizes to adult sizes. We got some more new knives in.
So what's the hot item on the shelf right now? What's going out?
Knives are pretty much the hotter item that's on the shelves that we sell. Anything from the Essies to the Beckers to the Spider Coast. We just got this new knife in. I wish I could remember the name because I'm going to buy it. I'm gonna on the next order. I'm gonna order one myself. That when I took that out of the packaging to display it in the cabinets, I could shave with it right out of the get go. It was, I think it's one of the sharpest knives ever that we've ever just ordered.
I'm telling you, get that one I showed you because I can do that, and I took it on that week extreme challenge, and I beat that. I was splitting wood. I was doing all kinds of stuff with it, and you could literally shave with that knife.
Jeff, I'll get a hold of you, brother. I'm looking to upgrade myself. People are probably, what are they talking about?
I still like my Beckers.
NASA still hasn't launched the rocket over YouTube. You know, I did learn some stuff today. I watched, what channel was it? It's something about Sky Observers on YouTube. And they were talking about NASA was running what do they call it? Simulations on meteors hitting our planet. There we go. Get it out. Great. Dang it. They're running all kinds of simulations on the one that's about. There's this huge one about the size of a football field that was out there, and they were running simulations on where it might hit, and we got lucky. It hit the UK.
Yeah. So this is that one that I was talking to you about, and this is a Sigma 1. This thing is a very good bushcraft knife. I was very shocked about how sharp this knife was coming from out of the box. But these are the ones you got to get in there as a bulldozer, Gray, from K-Bar. I don't know what that is. This thing has been with me for years already, and
if it's a K-Bar, I can get a hold of it.
Yeah, it's a K-Bar. It's called. This is a bulldozer. This is my go-to, and this is one of the only sheaths that I actually. I mean, when you lock it in, you hear it. You're not going to lose it. And that's what a lot of people.
Can you feather with it, or is it too big to feather? Or can you feather?
You can feather with it. I got videos of it when I'm using it. You can feather with it. It's great for batoning. I actually stuck this thing in the tree, and I used it to get up into a tree to get something else. It's an amazing knife, and it's a brute. It's one of those that you're not gonna break. You're not gonna mess up. And what I like about K-Bar, guys, got to watch out though, is they did for some unbelievable. I have no idea why, but K-Bar has a China steel in it now, so you got to watch which one you get.
That's why we only deal with one manufacturer. We order the U.S. anything. We have a tiny little section for people that want to be super cheap for cheap crappy knives from China, and then we have our made in the USA knife. We have some display knives. This huge Bowie knife that has the American flag on it and it says "We the People" on it. It's pretty cool. It's more of a novelty piece. It's something that you wouldn't really go out in the woods with, but it's pretty badass.
I got K-Bar's Bowie knife. I think it's gigantic.
Thanks for all the compliments, everyone in the chat.
Did you paint that?
No. I'm not that talented. You know what it reminds me of though? Like, like the local festivals and carnivals, and you go and you throw the darts at it to win a picture. That's what it reminds me of, one of them glass pictures that you win.
Oh yeah. Like when you throw the darts at the balloons. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many guys, I know this is going off topic, but how many guys ever won a goldfish at the fair and then brought it home and didn't know what to do with it? With the little ping pong balls,
I'm sorry, Mark.
So I was going to say the other question is how many people won those fish, and then one of their buddies said, "I dare you to eat it."
Actually, my daughter, I brought a goldfish home from the fair, and I gave my daughter and my son a fish tank so that they could have it in their room. When she was 2 years old, she knocked all the toys out of her toy box and propped it up against the fish tank and reached in, grabbed that goldfish. I still have no idea how she did it, and she bit its head off. My son come running, screaming, "Sissy ate the fish." I was like, oh my gosh. So there was no more goldfish from the fairs after that.
The funny thing is too is people are wondering if for the strop, if you want to edge on a knife, a strop is a way to go. But you also can use blue jean. I've done that many times out in the field where I've actually taken my knife and just to put that edge back on, or use my blue jeans and do that. So you can also do it that way.
Jeff, I used to have a couple of Tiger Oscars, Jeff.
Just feed your kids. I ate 159 minnows at a bar in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Oh,
wow! Did it fill you up?
It's like I remember I used to, when my grandparents is go eat schmelt, and they would fry them all. You go to the schmelt fries and have them. So one day I opened one up, and it was just full of black things. Like,
I did get some good news today. I'm friends with I call them the Southern boys. These two guys. They go out and do a lot of fishing and stuff like that. And they said, "Hey man, you want some shrimp?" I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" He said, "Man, we've been hitting the shrimp hard the last couple of days, and so they're going to bring me some fresh shrimp tomorrow." Like
cool.
He said there'll be 50 of them in the bag, some nice large fresh shrimp.
When I talked to you that day, I used to always buy the cooked shrimp. I never buy the raw fresh shrimp. I always tried the cooked ones, and I cooked those up, and they were actually phenomenal. The taste was totally different than what cooked shrimp are. So it was.
Well, the main problem with the shrimp that you buy at the stores, most of it's from Thailand, and it's farmed, raised shrimp, and you don't know what they're feeding them and stuff. So that's why I like fresh, as fresh as possible. And luckily, I live in Florida, so it's easier to get a hold of.
Lady Cakes, good to see you.
And thankfully, I have a farmer that farms prongs. Prongs. Have you ever heard of those?
Mm-hmm.
They're freshwater shrimp, and I get mine from the farmer.
They're almost like crawdaddies.
Mm-hmm.
We got crawdads all over the place here.
I used to catch bass with crawdads, man. Put them on a hook, man, and throw them out there. Catch nice bass.
I watch people that eat clams, and I'll tell you what, I've eaten some stuff that most people haven't tried yet, but I don't know. Eating a slimy clam just ain't for me.
You ever had any Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yep.
Sure. I got sucked into that one too, and I didn't even know I had it until we're walking down the road, and because we have up here, it's called the bar was named Mousetrap, and it was in Galloway, and it's Galloway Days, and they have a Rocky, or it's Rocky, it's called Rocky Mountain. What is the name of the festival? I'm sorry, it's called Testicle Festival is what they named it. And him and his girlfriend were walking away, and she was taking the bites of them and eating them up out of this cup that she got them in. And he says, "These are really good." And he told her that they were goat, and she just about barfed all over the side of the road.
Oh, man.
They're really, really good as long as you don't know that's what you're eating.
The Wickershire Project. I hear you.
Don't come over when I cut the piglets. You'll really be hurting.
I've seen so many times growing up when they're neutering the pigs, putting rubber bands on the cows. That's got to just suck.
Yeah. Barrett won't even help me when I cut the piglets. He walks away.
Northwoods, are you talking to Mark? Is that I would like
Sasquatch. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Northwoods Peaches Tree is asking, do you ever have meet and greets for followers, like a camp out stuff or classes on fun stuff? I don't know if I'm assuming she's talking to you, Mark.
I do the winter challenge, but I am looking to start up some here in Wisconsin for like a meet and greet in a central area for the YouTubers that have done that kind of stuff. I know there's some that I know another survivalist and stuff up in Ashland, and I know a couple other ones that are around the area. So it would be kind of cool to do that. Stuff like I do for the winter survival would be. I know Chris from Single Dad Homestead. He wants to come up here, but the whole sea thing kind of shut a lot of stuff down. He wanted to do the 7 days.
I have never done a meet and greet. I'm fairly new to YouTube, so I've only been on YouTube 11 months, so I haven't even went to a meet and greet.
I myself have pondered it because there is a lot of preppers here in Florida on my channel. So I thought about doing that. Plus, I figured maybe some folks might even drive down. I just don't know how to set it up.
Peachtree saying he's available.
See, and here's me and YouTube, man. I can never get it right. I call men sisters and women brothers. So I'm just gonna start saying y'all.
You're talking like me. Y'all about. Yeah,
y'all.
if you can sit, there you go. If you can survive to come on the winter challenge, then you can meet Mark.
Quick Fire Project says City Boy gone south, hard learning, homesteading. I'm dirty and smell like poo all day. When I get in, everyone's showered and dishes just got done. I'm cold showered.
I remember those days when I was on the farm, man.
Northwoods, the gentleman at Northwoods Peachtree said he's down for a winter challenge.
Are you going to do one of the challenges? The winter challenges, Gray?
To fly all the way up to Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck getting me on a plane these days.
Yeah.
I don't trust those folks.
I don't either.
You could do a train or a bus.
The military put me on a bus one time, and that took like a day and a half to get where I was supposed to go.
Wow.
Actually, South Florida, we do there's I think it's called the Grant Seafood Festival, and they have frog legs there.
I think that would be about the same of getting me down to Florida. One, I don't like the heat, and it's a plane.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's rough. At the end of the world, though, we could all have a central location. We could set something up on the background. I'm like, hey, man, things really go south, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit backyard with a Mai Tai and say hallelujah.
You know, I had a funny story today. An older lady came in, and she's like, she told me she got freaked out today. I'm like, wow, what's going on? And she says, I was driving down the highway, come over here, and all of a sudden these 5 jets were flying, really, really low, and they started rumbling everything, and they flew right over me, and it freaked me out. I thought we were at war. And I said, ma'am, that's just the air show that's going on now. So I said, those are the Blue Angels.
Yeah. That's cool, Peachtree. Yeah, 21 below. We
Hey guys, not to interrupt, but it's 1 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. So thank you for having me on the panel. Thank you to everybody in the chat. It was good seeing you, Mark and Gray Man, and I will chat with you next time.
Oh, Jess, I was going to tell you, if you ever get bored, I don't know if you could ever mail those, but I would like to taste those cookies you made on that challenge.
Okay.
They looked great, man.
They were great. They're
be
awesome.
all green and moldy by the time they get there, but they'll be good.
No, it shouldn't be.
It's only a couple of days. She vacuum sealed them and then sent them in the mail because it only probably take about 2-3 days priority mail.
Yeah. And yeah, it shouldn't take too long from Ohio to Florida.
The dragon says Jeff's going to turn into a pumpkin.
I am. Look, my face is already starting to turn. All right, guys. You have a good night.
Take care.
Bye.
I say y'all, and I'm Canadian.
I see y'all on a boat.
I'm Canadian, eh? What was that show that I used to watch that they were Canadians? Man, what were they? It was a Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if anybody ever watched that show. It was a comedy, but it was hilarious.
Never watched it. And now we're down to 2.
Just Google it one time, you'll be like, what the heck is this? South Florida, DCL. I live 10 miles from Grant. Well, that means you live pretty close to me. Grant Valkyria area, down in the air between Grant and Mico is where I'm looking to purchase my homestead.
Ginger Ninja, I turn into pumpkin after midnight too. Wow.
And I think then you got Jeff. Jeff's about an hour and a half away from me as well.
You got a lot of people down there.
Yeah, they got B Charming. She's here. Who else? There's a lot of folks in here. Fishes is here. Man, and the list goes on. Dusty Data's in Florida. There's a lot of folks down here.
RV Black says Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian mockery of television series.
It is. It's not like flattering, but it was entertaining when I was younger. I love me some Red Green Show CR. You know what I miss? I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of aging myself, but I think it was called Hee Haw. You guys are probably like, what is he talking about? Hee Haw was like that comedy. It was great comedy.
Then you got Mom and Pop Kettle.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm telling you about how old I am. And then there was Green Acres.
Green Acres on
there. And then on Saturday mornings, we got to see the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. What are the wonderful, wonderful Mr. Ed?
My people left me in the call.
Callie. She's in California. Hopefully you're in Northern California, Heavens.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more safer up that way.
Yeah, Fox Little House on the Prairie. There you go. Night, Jim Bob. Night, Jim Beam.
Yep. Yeah, that. That's how I feel sometimes when I start my chat, and I start reading everybody's name. Imagine saying good night to everybody. It would take another 10 minutes or so.
Oh yeah, the red and yellow show. I was reading the other day and about the most controversial TV series back in the 60s and 70s, and I was the Jeffersons was on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Archie
Bunker was definitely on that one.
And then the one with the junkyard that I keep forgetting.
Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Sons was the other one, and then I was just laughing. I'm like, that stuff was what we grew up with, and now can't do that.
Oh, that's good, Heavens. That's good. That's more. I figured some folks do. It's pretty entertaining. I even watched the movie, man.
Emily says she's nodding off as well. 2 hours of sleep last night isn't working out good. I bet. See, you must be working on that YouTube too much.
Yeah. JM, yeah. Janet, that was the good when the shows were good, when the cartoons were good. They banned so many good cartoons too. I used to love stuff like Heckle and Jekyll and stuff like that. Or grew up on that stuff, man.
Or the one what really shocked me is they took away Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner, and because that's considered violent, they want to take Yosemite Sam's guns away.
Yep.
Far North Life, how's it going? From Alaska.
There's a lot of folks in Alaska too.
Guys coming in here, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That helps the old YouTube analytics tremendously. Helps you guys out too. Share you guys out. Go check out channels. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I Dream a Genie. I remember that show too.
Oh, we're gonna go there. We can also go to Bewitch.
Yep, that was on there. They said that one too.
Gray, does they ask you questions?
Does
Who asked me? Freaky, who asked me questions? The voices in my head, because they sure do.
Daffy Duck. Yep.
Yeah, I asked Heavens. I asked Rudy over there, Alaska Prepper, about how the weather was over there. He's gotten used to it.
Leave It to Beaver. There was another one. Yep.
The beeve, the real beeve. They were just some good old family shows. They showed you a lot of stuff outdoors, fishing and hunting and just living a good life, man.
Andy Griffith. That was one of my favorite shows to watch.
Good old Barney Fife.
Dragon the Monsters too. There we go. Yep. Yeah, they kind of ruined it when they took Barney and Barney went to that other show, and then when Gomer Pyle went into his military one, that was a good one too.
Keto, I will absolutely do that on camera. I'll open them up. I'll do a mail call. Do a quick video mail call. Got some cookies from Keto, Homestead from Jez, and do a.
Wait a minute. Well, if you do that, then I'll send her some of my pepper jelly, and she's gonna try it on camera on a live stream.
The Munsters, yeah, that was a good one. Everybody. I love when chats are like this, when we can just kind of have a good time and talk about stuff like this, because it does remind me of the good old days, man, when things were a little bit easier. That's why I just want to go back to the country living, man, and have a farm and just enjoy sipping coffee, looking at my crops, and that kind of stuff like that, man.
Jeff, I'll be 47 this year, buddy. I was gonna say, first you said so Jeff said up on the top. We're gonna read that one or yay. That's because he says no.
Well, Heaven's sunshine is proven to for all good stuff. It's the vitamin D that you get from the sun is very beneficial. Makes you happier.
Actually, gardening makes you a lot happier. It's just being out there in the garden, the fresh air, working with the ground. There's a whole lot to that. I know Moon was talking about too, the grounding and walking around barefoot, but me being a machinist my whole life and being on my feet, you go outside, it's like not like when I was a kid when you could run across the field barefoot, it didn't bother you.
It's funny to say that, Mark. When I was growing up as a child on an island down in the Keys, everywhere we went was barefoot, man, and the concrete would be 120 degrees, and it never bothered me because my feet got so used to it. Nowadays, I probably couldn't do that.
Got hobbit feet.
Yeah.
I swear to him, like my son, he can walk, spin gravel, and go right up the driveway. It don't bother him anything. I can't even walk across the driveway. My feet are killing me.
Yeah, see, it looks like everybody else enjoys that too. Just once you get your garden growing and watching it grow, and it's just awesome, man. It makes you, to me, it makes me feel good to say I did that. I grew that. I'm growing my own food. I just think that's awesome. It feels good. I was talking to some folks today. I guess a lot of people I get a lot of questions about prepping because I'm usually watching it on the big screen in the shop, and these two girls were in there and they were asking me about stuff like that. And I said, they were talking to me about fire starting. I said, well, no. I mean fire starting without a lighter or a match. And I kind of went into the, ferrocerium rods and stuff like that. And I said, if you try it, if you want to watch my channel or other channels like it, I said, once you try it and you start a fire without a lighter or matches, it'll make you feel really proud of yourself. Like I said, I remember when I first did it years and years ago, I was like, this is awesome. Like it's cool to do things that you can't expect yourself to do, building a shelter from nothing. I mean, it's pretty neat. It's all in we have this primordial thing in our head, you know what I mean? And it'll set us back to that primitive mindset. And when you do this stuff, it's just like, like if you guys remember that movie, what was it? What was that Tom Hanks thing? Even though Tom Hanks is a piece of, but when he was on the island, Castaway, and he's sitting there and he made fire and he's like, I have made fire. You know what I mean?
Dragon, you're saying no. Can you elaborate on that? Dragon saying that they want to cut a lot of the buffalo from Yellowstone this fall. I don't know how that's. Are they going to take them out of there, or what? Thought that was only one of the few places left that buffalo roam.
That is weird. And I agree, South Florida. I have a huge collection of all the old Bugs Bunnies and Elmer Fuds because I found them entertaining. The reason they were the way they were is they were done in the 40s, the 30s and 40s, most of them, and it was during the war and stuff like that.
Wickersham Pearl Wilson, Dennis the Menace, as well as from Grand Canyon. That is, I also heard there's wildfires out in Arizona right now.
Are there? I haven't seen that yet. I know there was.
Ask me that.
Well, I can give you an update too. There's also some tropical action down here. They're forecasting a tropical wave to move through the Gulf and kind of pander out over there by the Louisiana area.
That's a tropical wave.
Yeah, tropical wave. So basically, the way hurricanes work, first is a tropical wave, and then it evolves into a depression. Then it evolves into a storm and then hurricane. So a tropical wave is the beginning of it. So it's really early in the year. It means that oceans are very warm. The waters are already warming up extremely quick. So it's going to be an active season down here in the South, hurricane season. Hurricane season starts in about 17 days.
Fox, if I haven't used a bow drill in about 2 years, and I probably, because that is a skill that, I'll tell you, if you don't do it every now and then, that's one of those skills that you'll lose and you'll just drive yourself nuts.
Yeah, I'm not skilled at the bow drill either. I've toyed with it, but so that's why I make sure I have a lot of other backup resources.
The funnest one that I ever did, and it was crazy when I first did. I grabbed a new 9-bolt, some steel wool, ripped it apart a little bit, stuck that on there, and I wasn't expecting that big of a fire that quick. Since the guy got that glow, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And all of a sudden, woof. I'm like, oh, crap.
I wonder if I can find it. I'll be right back. It's over there on the other side of my desk.
Wile E. Coyote, yep. Actually, I can use a wet bow drill. I got to try that. Okay, Heavens, thanks for letting me know that. So the fires are out in AZ, are the west area of Prescott. I lived out in Scottsdale for a while.
I'm going to play around with this little gadget here. I'm going to probably do it all wrong, but it's set up. It's a portable for like a drop fall trap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's set up for that, but it's like something you would throw in a pack. Someone turned me onto this and like, here, I want you to check this out. When you get a chance, you should do a review on it. And I said, well, I'll ponder it. I got to figure out how it works and whatnot. But it's interesting if you could have something like that without having to, make it from scratch. But I don't know. I'll see how it turns out. But it does interesting. A deadfall. That's what I meant. A deadfall. My apologies. Oh, Foxy, you have one of those too? Are they easy to use, Fox?
Fox, you want to come up here? He's got a lot of cool gadgets.
I got some crazy stuff over there as well. I got me a new, like I told you, I got me that new stropping thing as well. I'm looking over there because I got a bunch of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I got strops, some really good axes. See, one of the things that I had a problem with is that every backwood axe or any wood-handled axe I would take out in the woods, I'd snap the head off because of how big I am, and I'd sink them in the tree. So I went and got an East Wing, and they have a steel axe, and I was using that for a while. Well, Tyler found me a awesome axe that is it's a heavy one. It's like almost 5 pounds the head. It's crazy.
What is it?
I got a Fox in the house.
The Husqvarna, I think is what it's called. Is that the Husk? Is that I've heard that's a really good one.
The Husqvarna?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that one.
Sorry,
I
I hit the wrong button.
Well, what'd you do that for?
Looks like Fox. Looks like Fox just woke up.
No, I'm like going to bed at some point close, but no, I was trying to change my name, and when you pop me up, I clicked the button and it hit the get out of the stream thingy.
Yeah, creative. I remember that. Yeah, the style. So I love my silky saws. That's one of. If I'll tell you what, if I had anything in my pack, that would probably be one of the first things that would go in there now in any kind of situation is a silky.
Agreed. Silkies are phenomenal.
Oh man, that is. What the hell is that on?
That's banding.
Yeah, man. Well, no, that's mainly from my light, but that one dead center is weird. It's never done that before.
Yeah, this is that one.
That is crazy.
This is what Fox made me love last year. Was this the bracelet? Because the first one, he made me. I didn't give him the right size of my wrist, and I went to try to put this on. I'm like, I can't even get this over my big old hand. So he made me this big one.
Yeah, I made him that big old fat one, and now he's got that thing for like eons. I think it's like 35 feet or 36 feet of paracord. Thing is massive.
Heaven Essential says, "What are the 5 things you feel people should know how to do in case?" Are you talking about survival skills?
Light is. Oh, I know what it is. Nope, that ain't it. Light, why are you being weird?
Fire, learning how to make fire out of nothing is extremely important. You know, you can take a plastic water bottle and start a fire with it. As long as you have sunshine, you can use it as the sun goes through the water bottle. It magnifies it, like kind of like a magnifying glass goes through that water bottle, and you pinpoint that on some dry, some dry kindling or whatnot.
As long as you have water in it, it'll work.
Yep.
I've never been able to do it with a dry one.
The thing that you guys have that we don't have up here is you have that stronger sun.
Oh, it's a beast.
It's in the dryer. Yeah, let's put this one on.
I got several magnifying glasses in my bag as well.
I have never been able to get a fire going with a magnifying glass, like no matter how many times I've tried. And
Really?
I live in the desert. We got hot, ridiculously bright sun.
That's crazy. I've done it. I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Yeah, I've never been able to get one going. I get like it'll burn a hole directly into whatever I'm burning, and it'll just charcoal it the whole way through.
I'll have to maybe I'll put something together, a video or something.
I've even done it with like where the light spacing on the thing was about the size of a diamond. I still couldn't get it.
Survival is not easy once you have to do it in the RT.
Oh yeah, on the fly. Yeah, no, it's never easy when you got to do it on the fly.
That's why you practice. I always tell everybody, man, if you get out there, go camping, go take a trek, go out there, apply these skills and learn them. Learn them now while you can, because you don't want to not know anything and get stuck out there and then everything is gone to what.
My biggest thing for me to learn is the bowline knot. For some reason, I see it and I can only do it when I'm looking at it. But here's the weird part: I can't do like the small one, but I can do the one-handed around the like waist one. For some reason, like flawless. Which is weird. And I learned that, to be honest, I learned that technique from Corporal. On that one, does it?
The ferro rod one-handed?
No, the bowline knot, the around the waist one-handed bowline knot.
Okay, gotcha.
I learned how to do that one for some reason, but like tying a standard bowline knot, I can't do it.
Jen, you are correct. Stuff like fat wood and stuff like that for places like where it's wet at works really, really good in wet situations. I keep a little Ziploc bag of fat wood because we get torrential rains in
You
Florida.
mean like one of these?
Yes, sir.
This thing actually used to be full, but I took a bunch of it and I'm sending it out to a buddy of mine.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we got a lot
of this stuff. I can get way more of it. I got probably like 30 pounds of this in my yard.
Yeah, we got a lot of pines. Of course, it's Florida, so we got a lot of pines. And I have a spot in the woods where I keep on cutting this pine 6 inches, at a time. And I let the sap do what it's going to do, and then I'll cut it back and then cut it into pieces and whatnot. Sometimes I'll even chip it, like small chips, for for a little fire starting stuff. Like instead of like the full length, I'll do like these little wood chips out of the pine.
Good little fire starters or little fire extenders, to be honest.
Yeah.
You really just like a 1-inch piece of pine wood. You get a nice little fluff shaving on that thing and hit it with a lighter or a ferro rod, and that thing will go up in a puff of smoke, and you'll have that thing will burn for a good 1.5, 2 minutes.
Yeah, agreed. I dip my fat wood in wax, keep them from drying out.
You guys forgot the old.
That seems kind of redundant to me because if it's already fat wood, it's already soaked in like resin. It's not going to dry out. There is no way. I've been watching the same guy for the last 4 years using the same piece of pine wood for all of his fires, and that thing has never dried out. It's changed colors, but he'll shave some off of there and do what he does and hits it with a ferro rod, and that stuff goes up in a blaze of glory easy.
The only one that I haven't tried yet, Fox.
4 years. Do what?
I said the old one that I have a hard time with is flint and steel. Because directing that spark like that down, because you got to have char cloth and all the stuff, and it seems like I always don't have the right angle to get that spark to go right.
Yeah, that one's a tough one because if you don't have a nice sharp edge on your rock, your spark is going to go nowhere that you want it to go. It'll go everywhere else but except for the dang char cloth.
That was the biggest one that I had a problem with was the flint and steel. And then, because you got your bird's nest, you got your char cloth. You put your char cloth in there, and then you're trying to get that to go with the bird's nest, and bird nest goes flying all over the place. And that's when you just pull out the Bic and say, "Here you go."
No, you just gotta. I think you just gotta build your bird nest the right way. If your bird nest is too loose, it's gonna just blow everywhere the minute you put any air in it. You got to have it kind of tight, but we have like a soft core in the center. That way you
got to remember, though, in the wintertime, what we have for a bird's nest is all going to be the tops of cattails. So when we look at stuff like that, it's either tops of cattails, and we're going to go pull the tops off of any kind of grass that is left in the woods, in cedar bark. It's about what we're going to get, unless you got some birch bark or something like that. But that would be I would use birch bark, and I'd shave birch bark in before I use char cloth any day, because that just will take a spark instantly.
I finally got me some birch bark. Mallory sent me some in a care package from Canada. Dude, there's no birch trees in New Mexico. I've never seen one. I've seen one birch tree down here, and it was at the botanical gardens.
Yeah, no.
They'd probably be a little upset if you go in and start pulling bark off it.
Dude, I almost walked over there. It was like 10 feet from the path. I almost walked in there just to grab some because I could see it fluffing off the tree, and I almost went in there. I was just like, birch bark, damn it. I want it.
Yeah, you probably
Mallory sent me a huge sheet of it, so I haven't touched it. I'm like hoarding it like you would like no other. I don't want to use it.
Yeah, there's no birch in my area either, but we have lots of pine. Pine, believe it or not, there's a lot of things down here that you can use for fire starting. That are underbrush that we can use even when it rains, because like the palms and stuff, they have these big fan palms and they cover that area under there. So
I'm just gonna say, you guys got the palms and you got the hair off the palms and all that stuff, and the dust you can use for tinder.
So that you can break down those palm leaves into actual strands, separate them, and turn that into a bird's nest.
I was actually surprised when I did my desert training, how much stuff is out there that you can use that's flammable, get things going. I think the hardest part of it was the water, and then the heat.
I'm not sure on that one, CR. I think it was a white birch, but like I said, it was like 10 feet from the walking path, so I couldn't exactly eyeball it.
White birch is not gonna be one that's gonna be the flaky, folly stuff. It's gonna be the paper birch or the yellow birch is what he's talking about. So if you saw them little fans and like little curls on it, that's gonna be a paper birch or the yellow birch. The white birch is gonna be.
I'll have to go back there again and take a look at it.
Yeah, and Jeff, you're talking about the pin and pull method, which is the preferred method by most folks.
Oh, yeah. Back in a second.
You just got to get yourself the big old gazumba here. You don't got to worry about which way you're pulling or pushing, because it's just going to throw sparks.
Where the hell are my shirts at?
I'm trying to see if I have any of my ferro rods over there because I know I have them on my bags, but I don't feel like digging through all my bags right now.
Bruh. I fucking knows where this one.
Amber is flammable. Yeah, no, amber is flammable. Yeah, it's another resin base.
Pine birch is very flammable too. I mean, besides it being an antiseptic and for a wound, covering a wound, you can actually use that. It's also good for starting fires.
And this is, you know, I tell folks all the time, they say, well, I didn't learn nothing in school. I said, man, I learned a lot in chemistry class. I even learned how to make wood alcohol in chemistry class. I mean, this is a long time ago, but
Okay.
You'd be surprised what you can do with gunpowder too.
mm-hmm.
Blow
Potassium.
yourself up, blow off a finger, start a fire if you know what you're doing.
I was going to go over the 3 components, but then I thought maybe YouTube probably wouldn't like that.
You know, they ain't gonna.
Yeah. I almost said it too, man, but I was like, oh, no.
Charcoal, I'll give you 2: charcoal and sulfur.
Yeah. You just need
Are
that.
we talking about making TNT over here?
Yeah.
I know the ingredient listings too. I just don't know the exact quantities per scale. But yeah, if I had to, I probably could make some in a heartbeat or in a pinch.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. And when I was matter of fact, in 9th grade, I made some. I helped myself to the extra stuff that was on the counter. The teacher didn't care. He's like, just take what you guys need for your experiment. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to need a little extra for me.
And the sad part is most of that stuff you can get, like, you can just literally just find it laying around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't have charcoal?
Long time ago, went to school with Laura Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie and Josh. Make soap nut. Heaven's soap making. Matter of fact, Heavens, I talked about soap making. And matter of fact, in the, no, I did a video. Harvey posted one of my videos up there, I see. But there's another video, 20 skills, and soap making was part of that. I think soap making is very important in the end of the world situation. Because you won't be able to go and buy soap. Yeah, South Florida dryer lint is very, very good as well. And I do collect that as well.
I'm trying to understand Wickershire's comment. It's phrased weird.
Harvey, man, because I talked about it a couple of times, brother. I know when I did my Silky Saw review, I talked about it because I was cutting pine in that one. So I think I talked about it there as well. But I haven't done an actual video all about fatwood, which I probably should do. That would probably be helpful for some folks.
Why, you need some fatwood?
No, I have a spot in the woods where I trim down this pine. You know, I cut it down and I do it 6 inches, and then I let the resin build up over it, and I come back a week later, take that off, and then do another 6 inches, and I just keep on.
I mean, the ones that where it's petrified, where it's almost like a rock. You're shaving it to find the true fatwood.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
The stuff that Fox was talking about. I mean, we got trees right out in the yard here that you can hit it with your saw and you can hear it. It's like ting, 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 ting.
Ironwood.
Far North Life, that is my ultimate goal. That's when we're looking to homestead and trying to get as off grid as possible.
I think Tyler found out the hard way. You don't cut down an ironwood tree with a saw.
Or an axe. I don't even like hitting them with my chainsaw because I'll see the sparks fly in my chainsaw, and I'm just, okay, I just got this thing sharpened. I just get it off the grinder. Yeah, I got backup chains, but I still hate hitting it because it just sparks all over.
Makes you wonder what they actually cut those things down with normally for any like sort of production value.
They don't. It's a junk wood.
Oof.
And creative redundancy, you are correct. Pine sap is also, there's other uses for it medicinally as well.
Yep.
For wound care and whatnot.
Wickershire Project glue.
Yeah, Wickershire Project scraper for the ferro rod. It looks like a mini saw. Do you use the teeth end to light the fire while scraping? Yes, because if you use the flat side, it's not going to scrape that material off.
There's two theories to that. Is that striker was set up for the magnesium. Fox, you got one of them little magnesium bricks laying around?
You looking for a mag bar?
Do you guys like the magnesium? The ones with the magnesium and the ferrocerium?
There's two purposes. It's a super
No
hot.
idea where my mag bar is at.
It's a super hot way. So what the teeth is set up for is to chew off some of the magnesium, and you can do it in shavings, or you can do it into other stuff.
You know what? I got an idea. I got where's my bracelet?
Well, if you have the Coghlan's ones, my original one never came with the busted saw blade scraper. It actually came with a standard flat round one.
Yeah, mine all came with it's a straight, and my magnesium with the magnesium scrapers are the ones that I had the teeth on them. Otherwise, all mine are. I use most of my knives, for anybody that doesn't know, they've got this little hook in the back of them right here, and it works really well. My big one, I actually have filed down so that I can throw a spark. So
I don't know if this is going to be able to show up on camera.
Right back.
I'm going to try to get it. Because this
Best one I got is this guy here, and he's got the notch in the back for the ferro rod, and actually came with the ferro rod. But
let's see if this is going to focus on that. Probably not, because it's dark in here.
put your hand behind it, Gray, when you're putting it up there.
I just think, oh yeah, it might bring me some light. There we go. Hold on. Here we go. Let's do it this way. I don't know if you can see, if they can see that sharp, that saw.
Yeah, a little scraper.
Yeah, that. So you would use this side of that versus the this is a pain in the butt to do here. The flat side. So you would use the scraping side for that ferro rod that's in there.
Yep.
And you can see I've scraped the hell out of it because I test everything. Because if you don't test it, you don't know if it works for sure. So anything you get,
if you want a good ferro rod that'll last you and eat like forever, you got to get you one of these fat mamma jammas.
what is that? A 1/2 inch?
It's something. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I got a bunch of the 1/4 inches. They're like the 5 inch by 1/4 inch, and I have one 8 inch by 1/4 inch. But I would like to get some of those. Yeah, bunch of those.
Tons
Yeah.
of these.
They're great.
Well, I mean, you light fires for days with these things.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't like. You don't need to scrape down the whole ferro rod just to get a fire started. You can use literally like 1/4 inch and just scrape off of there, and you'll get it going.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but you can do it.
What is everyone's definition of what makes a homestead? That's open to interpretation, Josh.
That is a very wide question. Wide question.
Self-sufficiency. Bacon. Everybody's talking about bacon. I had a bunch of bacon today. Matter of fact,
Don't
I
talk
use
about
that
bacon, it'll make me hungry.
9 degrees on some of those tools. Option. Basically, it's about the edge. You guys are gonna go make me get stuff now.
Most of the stuff I have is like within arm's reach of where I'm at.
I'm in a room full of survival gear, but then I got to go over here, and here, because I try to keep my desk clean because it's got me in trouble before.
Showing things on camera you're not supposed to be showing.
Yeah, and I just had like a desk covered in gear, and then I'm like, I need to put that back in my bag. Like, let me see.
So I got me one of these. I carry this thing everywhere with me. One of the little fire beaners.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
That thing always goes. And then I got like 6 feet of. This is like 6 feet of paracord on here.
Nice.
And then I have the little micro cords that I will put on there myself. So there's like 3 feet of micro cord. That thing goes everywhere with me because even if I had to, I'd probably somehow manage to get a fire started with one of the little sparkers.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be right back.
Well,
I'm listening to you, Mark. I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, trying to get the fire going for the boys.
See, our most multi-tools usually have 1 or 2 items that are like 100% sharp AF on the corners. And that's usually going to be your the saw back. Anything that has a saw on it usually has a 90-degree spine on both sides or both edges.
Like I say, Grace, we've been on for 2 hours, so I'm going to shut her down and get off of here. I want to try to get some stuff done tomorrow before the rains come.
Better be collecting all that rainwater, Mark.
Yeah, right.
I was going to show, because there's a ferro rod on this signal by Leatherman, and someone was talking about, I think Jeff might have been talking about it. So you'll see people do this. they're going to use the beveled edge. That you want to use that hard edge, you know. But you'll see people go this way with it. You know what I mean? But technically, when you have a ferro rod, you're pulling the ferro rod back. You're keeping this and applying a lot of pressure right here, and then you're going to pull back on that.
Yeah, pull back method.
Yeah, because then you have this pin to where you want your sparks to go. I can't really doing like on camera like this, but that's what you're doing. It's called you're pinning the knife down to where you want it to, and then you're going to pull your ferro rod. Whoops.
It's like starting a starting a chainsaw or a lawnmower. You hold it in place and pull the cord.
Bingo. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, because if you do it the other way, what ends up happening is if you hold the ferro rod and hit it with your knife, what you're doing is you're scraping down, you're hitting your tinder bundle, and that thing's going to go everywhere.
Yeah, if you have your bird's
nest. I've made that mistake a bunch of times.
Yeah, if you have your bird's nest and you do it the other way, when your hand comes down, you're going to hit that bird's nest, and all your little things are going to get all crazy and knock everything away. So
especially if you have a pile of magnesium sitting in there waiting to catch an ember.
Bingo.
That's the worst right there, wasting all that time catching all that mag and then hitting it one time and it's all over the table, all over your fire pit, or all over in the dirt.
So guys, the other thing I was going to tell everybody is next week I'm on overtime, so I will not be I'll be putting out videos, but I won't be going live. Well, me and Gray will be going live Tuesday morning next week on his channel. But I won't be doing a live because I'm back to the 10 hours. So, but I do want to say, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. It was a great time. Fox, thanks for coming up and spending a little bit of time with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more. I keep on forgetting there's a lot of folks out there that don't know this stuff, because even though I know channels have done it over and over again, maybe I should just do it. I should start doing my own stuff and just, showing those skills on my channel.
Absolutely. All right, guys. You guys all take care. We will talk to you later. Peace. God bless.